Blessings and welcome to my channel, Rose Serpent Oracle. My name is Nela Maat. Thank you guys for being here. Listen up. Today we're going to be channeling messages for a very special collective, okay? A collective of truth seekers, a collective of spiritual alchemists. And so I am deeply trusting that if you are here, it is because it is divinely guided. And so we're going to start with channeling messages from the archangels. I hope you're finding yourself feeling blessed. I do know, right, that these energies are very strong. My personal experience is kind of roller coaster-ish, right? And then when I'm talking to other people, people in the spiritual community, everybody is navigating the ups and downs. And so you're here and you're feeling some kind of way. Take a deep breath and just trust that we're doing this together, okay, my love? All right, so calling in the higher divine merciful virtues, archangels, cherubim, seraphims, and principalities, asking for messages. All right, and so we begin, of course, giving gratitude to the Mother and the Father of creation. Setting intentions once again to receive messages that are to serve our highest good and the highest good of all and everyone involved. Beautiful. We have the King of Raphael with warm, generous, honorable, and refined. And obviously, this energy is speaking about you. Yes, it is safe to trust. The ability to accomplish many things at once. Follow your creative passions. And this is the key, okay, you guys, to navigate these energies. The key is to find a healthy channel, okay? Do something healthy, something that makes you feel passionate, something that brings nurturing, okay? Something that bring peace and ease, taking a walk. I don't know why I'm hearing swimming. Maybe some of you have been thinking about going near water. Taking a bath, all right, cleansing your energy, working with mantras. This energy is an invitation to trust, okay? And now we must take action, trusting, having faith that things will bring positive outcomes, okay? Next one, we have the Seven of Ariel. You have invested wisely, have patience, and wait for the harvest. Review your progress and make plans for your next endeavors. So this is a confirmation that if you have been paying time to read, to research information, you have been taking time to practice new skills, if you have been practicing meditation, introspection, right? You are investing wisely. So this energy is saying continue, put the efforts and trust that you will be harvesting, okay? Nothing goes unseen by the Creator. Next one, King of Raphael, Raphael again. Kind, understanding, giving, and psychic. Follow your heart. A love of home and family. Trustworthy psychic information. And so I feel like some of you are in preparation to open up your gifts or your spiritual gifts and talents, or to expand. Once again, it's important to recognize that we must nurture everything in life and we must work through expansion, right? And so we can have a degree of psychic gifts and talents, and it's important to always challenge ourselves into expanding more. And how do we do this? Well, cleansing our energy, prioritizing our connection to divinity, to our guides, to our ancestors, connecting with the earth, living a healthy lifestyle, and then nurturing what we are being guided to do. All right? We're going to get another one. We have the 8th of Gabriel. A great deal of activity, sudden and immediate results, important communication. Okay, so we have beautiful Gabriel here. I feel that some of you are very connected to nature. Some of you might receive psychic messages through birds. Excuse me. I know that the message here says immediate results. However, I'm going to remind you that everything in life is about divine timing. And we as humans, we are so used to living in, our animalistic brain and seeking instant gratification, right? We are in an era of information overload, and there's so much out there. So don't get lost. Don't get lost in comparison, okay? And allow things to come to you in divine timing. Remind yourself that, a lot of the things you see through media are illusions, all right? So hard work pays off, all right? Be in your integrity. Okay, last one. We have 6 of Michael with it is the light at the end of the tunnel. Breathe a sigh of relief and make new plans, relocating or traveling. So some of you might be relocating, right? Some of you might be guided, like I said, to go somewhere, take a vacation, take a break, visit some family. For some others of you who have been working on manifesting, changing your home situation, once again, stay in your trust and your faith. Obviously, be proactive, make plans, and adjust to the challenges, right? Do not try to control things, and just allow the changes. Allow the doors to open to you. This should not be, we should not be forcing or acting out of desperation, okay? We're healing the survival. And so if you are feeling overwhelmed and confused, you're feeling pressure, like I said, look for a way to channel how you feel, the emotions, the feelings, and then seek for help or make a plan, writing things down. Okay, this is about conscious choices and decisions. All right, we are going to use tarot now. Ooh, lots of energy. I feel lots of energy. However, there's also an energy and some kind of discomfort within the energy. There's pressure. I feel that we are, we're completing cycles, and we're being asked to adjust to these new energies. There's a lot of planets, right? Planetary alignments changing and shifting, and we are going through it. And so hang in there. Okay. What do they need to be aware of? What is it that they need to know? Current energies. How can we serve these beautiful people on their journey? Okay, so we have the energy of the 4 of Cups. 4 of Cups. So this is about structure, making plans, taking notes. Like I said, being proactive, paying attention to details. This is also about inner resources, the experience of inner prosperity, inner abundance. Opening ourselves up to also adventure. This is Cancer energy, it is important to move with caution. We're healing the need to be impulsive, and we're learning to be more cool and collective. Learning to process before making assumptions and pointing fingers. There is an energy here of we're maturing. There might be some kind of nostalgia. Feeling nostalgic, emotions are, are illuminating. What needs to be work, what needs to be seen, what needs to be addressed. Oh my goodness, and now we have the Three of Cups, three and four, with abundance. You guys are being asked to channel your creative ideas. You are being asked to tap into those emotions, to follow the feelings, to release the stories of negativity, and instead of staying there in the past or in the thought forms of nothing is gonna work out, oh my God, being all feeling disempowered. This is about acting on that energy, right? The energy of your heart, and channel it into something creative. Alchemize any self-doubt into taking action, creating something that serves others. Instead of getting so lost in the me, because our ego does that. Our ego is like self-centered. However, when we open our hearts and we use masculine and feminine, heart and mind, we can utilize our Mercury here with the Three of Cups and our Cancer to bring something into fruition. We can say, I'm going to choose today to put the efforts to study, to ground something, to paint. I'm going to practice this. I'm going to highlight something I'm reading in this on this book. I'm going to take some notes. I'm going to do something different, and then I'm going to express it in some kind of way. How can you channel this? Okay? Find a way to share with others, because our love grows only when we share it. And so call in the energy of abundance and prosperity. Understand my love. Understand and please integrate that you are your source of abundance and prosperity, that the divine will always be fair and provide for you what you need. However, a lot of times we suppress, and what we suppress becomes depression. And so open the channels for inspiration. Open yourself up to a new experience. Give yourself the grace to try something new without having to be attached. Remember what I told you about instant gratification. Don't get lost in your lower mind. We have Mercury here. The power of your mind. Shift the story. Shift the story. All the water of inspiration. I'm using my feelings. I'm choosing purpose over ego tendencies. The need to prove anything to anyone. Free yourself from that shit. Do you really have to prove anything to anyone? No, you don't, unless you create a story about that. Realize that divinity is giving you an opportunity to learn new things, to try new things. A lot of us we're being challenged to evolve, to grow, to learn new skills, to learn new things. Why? Because we are in a different era. And so are we going with nature, or are we rejecting nature? And nature is all and everything. God is on everything. Show me where there is no God. The thing is that we as humans, right? Created stories of separation. When you realize that in every challenge is God showing up for you and is saying, hey, there's some self-limiting beliefs that you need to remove, and I'm here to support you. Trust that the lesson is the gift. And trust that you have the capacity to transmute. Be the alchemist, right? Be the alchemist. If I'm experiencing fear, that's fine. I'm going to choose love. I'm going to acknowledge the fear. However, am I going to allow it to control my life, my choices, and my decisions? This is about becoming aware and shifting your focus and shifting the stories you're telling yourself. Look, we have the card of art. That's it. The universe is supporting you. The universe is saying, get into manifesting your heart desires, your dreams. Create from the depths of your waters, the feminine. Create from a place of purpose. Choose love over fear. We are being presented a gift. Divinity is saying, you don't have to live like you used to. Walk with me. I take your hand. I guide you. I will provide for you. However, we must stay in gratitude. Sagittarius, seek knowledge, study, expand. You must sacrifice. Like everything in life, you're going to have to say no to distractions, no to temptation, no to things that are not going to serve you, no to unhealthy habits and behaviors, right? Sagittarius, it's time to expand. We're going to get one more. Here comes the sun, my darling. Here comes the sun, little darling. Divinity is saying, embrace and become Christ consciousness. The universe got your back. The angels, the archangels, the virtues, higher divinities are supporting you on your journey. And all you have to do is trust and invest wisely. Continue prioritizing your spiritual journey. Continue prioritizing your well-being. Continue with your expansion, with your soul evolution, with your human evolution. This is about becoming a better human being. Embracing change. Find that courage, the energy of the sun, the Tiferet, okay? The Christ within. Transmute and transform vices into virtues from your solar plexus, which means I'm going to choose to walk in righteousness. I'm going to choose love over fear. I'm going to choose to walk in integrity. And remember, walking in integrity sometimes looks like, oh, hell, I've been doing something very negative. I've been messing with people. I have not been honest, right? However, you don't have to live in guilt and shame. You don't have to be in blame. You can just say, I take accountability. And now I will become virtuous. I'm going to honor integrity. I learn my lesson. I integrate with grace, gratitude. I will seek correction. This is where we at, okay? Beautiful. All right. Anything else? No more tarot. Woo! Lots of love. We're going to use this. I don't remember the name of this oracle. It's been a while, but it's kind of like life oracle. Like short, sweet messages. Okay. We have the energy of feeling trapped with the spider. However, the energy of the spider, she is the dream weaver. She's an aspect of the divine feminine that calls us into creation and into co-creation with nature. And so if you're feeling stuck, That's just an experience. When feeling stuck, you can choose to unstuck yourself by what? Choosing to create something. Find a solution, write things down, take a walk, do something, dance, move, exercise, do something differently. And remember that you always have the opportunity to create. You are a co-creator. We have perspective with the swan here, the black swan. Once again, how do we unstuck ourselves? By shifting and changing our perspective, by changing the stories we tell ourselves, by changing the meaning we give problems, life, people, right? So liberate yourself by seeking a higher divine perception and perspective. And then take action. But this is all I got for you, my love. It's been beautiful. Namaste. Thank you for doing the work. Thank you for having the courage and the strength also to recognize that, things need to change. Embrace this period of transitioning. Know that with transitioning comes ups and downs. That is okay. What matters, like I said, is transmutation, shifting our perspective and our perception, and prioritizing our relationship with divinity. Okay? Don't forget to like, subscribe, let me know if this resonated, and share it with others if you feel guided to. All right? Be aware of scammers. I do not reach out to anyone, and I'm not sending you messages. Double check on everything. This is the life